So last week we talked about gladiolas and how if the flower has been fertilized, you can actually keep seeds and plant them and get gladiola plants in the future. Another way to propagate gladiolas, of course, is to separate the bulbs, or the corms. They're actually a corm, and the cormettes. Now, what the heck is that? Well, if you have gladiolas, you may or may not have to dig them out of the ground every year. We don't where I live because it is warm enough all during the winter that they don't die, but you may have to where you live. And you'll be able to see these little cormettes or the corm. So let's go take a look at these and see what the heck I'm talking about. Actually, let's just pull it out of the ground and go take it to the table. All right, so looking at the gladiola, we can see down here is an old corm, and this is what allowed this to grow and be beautiful this year. And while this was getting used up, it produced two more corms. So one corm produces two corms, but they also love each other very much, and so they produce some cormettes, or little corm babies. So this is now toast. It's dead. It will just rot in the ground, give nutrients to the new corms. These are what you save to plant again next year, or like me, you just leave them in the ground. This gets used up. This grows into a beautiful gladiolas next year. These, it takes a couple years, but if you leave them in place, you know, when you have a gladiola or many kind of bulbing rhizome plants, you'll have 2 1 year, and then the next year you have 4, and then you have 8, and then you have 12, and you have to dig them up to separate them. It's often due to something like this. 1 corm gives 2, 2 gives 4, 4 gives 8, etc., etc. Plus these take about 2 years before they'll grow into a full corm, the cormettes, and then give you beautiful flowers. So what you can do is break these apart. I'm just going to actually leave this on the bottom of this one. It might as well go ahead and just stay there. And that way when I plant it, it can eat up the remains of it, as long as it's not going to mold it. It's nice and dry. I've had this one out of the ground for a while. So I'll save the cormettes, plant those somewhere. I'll take these guys back and either put them aside until the spring or replant them. Depends on where you live. Look at your local guide. And here you can see this is the one we just pulled out of the ground. Here's a new corm and another new corm with all these little cormettes falling off. Ugh. But what this is, those are the corms from last year. I just planted these last year, so they're pretty new. So we got a lot of cormette babies, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new corms, full corms. So we can do the same thing for this. Pull this apart, save these, and this, and this. This could be garbage. And that, and these two. And once the tops of these are no longer green, you can cut them back. You really shouldn't pull them from the ground until the whole green is gone. And the reason why is that it will put energy into these corms to grow again next year. So right now it's banking all that energy, and it will use that energy to grow these again next year. And then the following year you can do the same thing and the same thing. I'm not sure what the temperatures are where you are, so you're going to want to look it up to see if you should pull these or not. I'm in Oregon, but I'm in 8B, and there are microclimates around me that are 9A. We're almost tropical at this point, which is scary as hell. When I first started gardening, I was 7A or 6B. I can't remember, but that was in the 80s. So we're getting warmer and warmer and warmer, so these things don't freeze like they used to. So I leave many, many bulbs in place. Actually, I leave them all. Daffodils and of course, garlic, and many others, rhizomes like iris, etc. So here you have it. If you have any questions about this, hit me up. Again, these will take a couple, 2-3 years before they grow enough to bloom, but you plant them in the spring, then the following year you'll get this, and then you will get a growth the year after that, so 2-3 years. These you can dig up and store or leave them in the ground depending on where you live. And when last year's is done, it's done. Yeah, it'll just rot, go back into the earth, and start to feed the bulbs or the corms for next year. So there you have it. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, easy flower savings. Share with your friends and your family. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.